The Paris Agreement is a legally binding international treaty on climate change adopted by 196 parties in Paris in the year 2015. It aims to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial levels. The agreement provides a framework for financial, technical, and capacity building on climate change. However, there are capacity gaps in the global south that hinders achievement of the Paris Agreement and climate-compatible development. In this context, the African Center for Technology Studies has developed a demand-driven climate action training program intended to address these gaps. Youth engagement in disaster risk reduction and climate change action aims to empower the learners with knowledge on how to reduce and manage disasters, how they occur, prevention mechanisms, and examples of how countries have used specific tools to address disasters.
Something that is really coming out of this module is that there is that linkage between the two, because not all disasters are directly linked to climate change, but majority of the disasters are climate related. So this module that is being touted by ACTS is a module that is unique in its own way, because we, apart from understanding just what is climate action, what is disaster risk reduction, how do we link the two? The module itself, of course, we will have to introduce you to what is disaster risk reduction and climate change, and we are going to kind of like define the key terms under the DRR and climate action. Then we are going to look at the key concepts that help like a risk or a tragedy to be classified as a disaster or a climate related emergency. Then we are going to delve deeper. What are the opportunities for young people? What are the challenges that they're facing, and how do we turn those challenges into opportunities for them to engage deeper? Then we trickle down and we say, hey, how do we develop the roadmap? How do we develop plans? How do we develop like strategic plans on how we respond to disaster risk reduction? What is the roadmap? What are the actions that we need to undertake when you are trying to manage, or we are trying to be part and parcel under the DRR and climate action? Is an opportunity for young people at least to come and, first of all, because some of the lessons are like we are trying to define what is disaster risk reduction and what is climate action, and how does the two correlate or marry into each other. Then the other thing we're trying to look at, what are the concepts? How do you young people get engaged in this conversation? What are the opportunities that arise out of this? So this module is very important, should you ask me, because there has been a lot of capacity building issues on climate change and all those things, but there has been a lacking on the specific that targets young people. Because yes, if I know what is the definition of disaster risk reduction or climate action, I need to go to the next step now of what are the concepts that underpin these two topics, and what are the plans of living with them or managing them so that we do not suffer so much the impacts. The selection of, or the targeting of young people to be part and parcel under this module is very much timely, because we need to engage or upscale the youth involvement in disaster risk reduction and climate action. If you are young people, if you are a young person out there, whether you are an expert working in climate change and DRR, whether you are just a person doing your own business, private business, this module is really key for you.